Okay, so if you want to dual boot Windows 9X and Windows NT, you must install Windows 9X first. In this case, I am going to be using Windows 95 OSR2. So just let me enter my key here. Okay. My Sound Blaster 16 in here now, so I have to look for that. Right. OSR2 is apparently almost twice as big as original Windows 95. That's crazy. I still can't find my Matrox Millennium here. Let's see. That might be it. That might be it. I'll try that. What's the worst that happens? So I am not installing this from the hard drive. I'm actually using the CD-ROM. So I haven't been able to do any benchmarks on this thing yet, but I'm really curious how fast the transfer rates are. Because I think this is Ultra SCSI 3. Like, I don't remember all the different interface standards anymore. So it's not as fast as a hard drive install, but it's keeping up pretty well. And like I said, apparently OSR2 is almost twice as big as original Windows 95. Plug and play. Communicate with anyone. That's funny. I used to have MSN back in the day. Oops. chances are we have no SCSI. So we cancel it anyway, I guess. Crap. Okay. That's it. We've ruined everything. Or not. Like I said, you gotta be patient with the Pentium Pro. Maybe I didn't say that. I don't know. Keep going the wrong way. Hey, we got sound. At least I hope you can hear the sound. Yeah, my capture setup is kind of goofy right now. So I am highly curious what the driver support is like in OSR2. Let's find out. Let's see what we got here. Must re-enable the hardware. Oh, okay. This is all the stuff I disabled in the BIOS. So, hey, look, there's the CD-ROM. Let's see what the situation is here. Matrix Millennium. Okay. Let's change this. I don't remember seeing an Ethernet port on the back, but I could just be completely wrong here. But alright, now let's move on to Windows NT4. Now there are some quirks with Windows NT4 because the CD version, it only has Service Pack 1 on it, and NT4 actually went all the way to Service Pack 6 if I'm not mistaken, and it's gonna have some issues with reading the disk capacity. It only reads like half of the hard drive for some reason, and also the yeah, we have bootable CD-ROM support. That's cool. So I've never used NT4 with like a big hard drive, but Apparently, there's like almost no limit to like how big you can make an NTFS partition, but you'll see momentarily. I'm the biggest I could set it is 4 gigs. All right, I'll check this next blue screen out. You see, it says 1 system processor. It is supposed to be 2, but it doesn't grab it on the first run here. All right. So there's my AIC 7880 SCSI controller. So I don't have to do anything there. All right, this is that thing. This is why it only can read like half of the hard drive. Because I'm using like a much newer hard drive than what would have been in here back in the day. I'm using an 18.3 gig Quantum Atlas. So there's nothing I can do about it, like in the host adapter settings that I can see. So here's all of these thingies. And there's my unpartitioned space. So it's almost 6 gigs free, right? But you have to set it to 4096. That's going to be my Windows NT partition. So we're going to choose NTFS. There is no quick format option, so I'm going to spare you the agony of this format process, and we're going to take a break. All right, we're done formatting. We can progress with installing. NT4, surprisingly, it installs like super fast. So as you can see, like the installer on NT4, it's not user friendly. It doesn't, there's no mouse interface or anything like that. Not yet. And you're going to see exactly how not user-friendly it is when you get in Windows NT. Alright, so I have to eject all the bootable media. So, I mean, it did that copy process in like a minute. That's crazy. So there's the boot menu. You don't get to choose. Now while it's doing setup. Alright, now watch the blue screen. We have 2 system processors now. That's cool, huh? Now check this out. Here's something I didn't realize like from years ago. When you format in NT, it actually formats the drive FAT, and then it converts it. If you see at the bottom there, it says converting file system. It's something I never caught back in the day. It was 25 years ago. That's preposterous. So I'm going to time how long this boot process is. It takes a long time. It's probably about a minute, maybe. Not even. It's almost 30 seconds. Seems like an eternity, though. All right. Also, no fancy splash screen or anything like that. Like, I forgot what Windows 2000 looked like. It would be this, but there's, like, actual graphics and stuff. Alright, there it is. The hard drive is now NTFS. And... alright, it's a little more user-friendly. I'm gonna put the disk back in. So I always thought of NT4, if you look at the graphics and stuff, like on the box art and whatever, it's like Windows 95 night mode. It's 3:30 in the morning. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. So, okay, we got to do another blackout here. And I am calling it Micron Pro. So a lot less options here, you see that? So let's see here. I can actually choose all of those. Look at that. Yeah, I don't need these. I don't remember how I did dial-up networking on this back in the day. Look at that. 16.3. What? Okay. So I'm not running a network, but I do find it fascinating to see ISDN written somewhere. Okay. For whatever reason, it starts you at Greenwich Mean Time. Not sure what that's about. Yep. Okay, now check this out. So, this has the Matrox Millennium driver in it. But watch this whole procedure. So if I want to change the color depth to 32-bit, change the refresh rate to 75 Hertz. Watch what happens when you go click OK. It tells you that you have to press the test button. Alright, now press the test button. Now check this out. That's the test. I mean, that looks cool. And then, yep, I saw the test bitmap correctly, and we can move on with our lives. I have strong doubts all of that stuff was 16 megabytes. I mean, that's... So if you saw at the beginning on this step, there was the i386 directory. I want to say NT4 was the last version of Windows that had like different platforms like MIPS and PowerPC and stuff like that. And of course, this is PC, so that's i386. And we're almost there. Almost there. Alright. Restart. Oh crap, gotta take the disk out. And now you can choose from all of these, so I'm gonna choose Windows NT. I was told years ago that you have to press Control-Alt-Delete to log on to pretty much close any potential programs in the background. I have no idea the validity of that, but you will observe we got no speaker icon. There is no sound. So check this out. Let's go to Device Manager, right? Wait, what? Yeah, there's no device manager. Windows NT4, if you could possibly believe, does not support plug and play. So, to add my Sound Blaster 16, I think we go in here. We add. Creative Lab Sound Blaster 16. Then we gotta put the disc back in. And I have that jumper for 300 now. All of that stuff should be the same. Oh, right. I disabled it. Duh. Let's interrupt. Maybe it's a 5. Oh, I heard it go pop. So I think it found it. So let's hit restart. It's been a while. Okay. Made a pop sound. I'm gonna have sound. Yeah, that was pleasant. Okay. Yeah, let's look at the sounds. See, I always thought the start Windows and exit Windows sounds weren't set by default, but... What was that? Yeah, I don't know what just happened there, but hey, that's it. But just for added measure, here, let me show you this shutdown prompt here. Gives the option to restart instead. Yeah, let's go back to Windows 95 just to show that they both work. They look like twins, don't they? They got the same exact icons. That's trippy. Well, that is it. I can turn this thing off, and I can go back to doing whatever it was that I was doing before. But there it is. That's how to dual boot Windows 9X and Windows NT. Thank you for watching. Okay, after some technical mishaps, I am finally back on track here. So here's my customized MS-DOS 622 boot disk. I added the option to boot with IDE CD-ROM drivers or SCSI. So I need SCSI. Let's see if it all works here. So my mishap was I put my Sound Blaster 16 in here, and it apparently had some kind of conflict with the floppy drive of all things. You believe that? But I got some help online, and someone suggested that there was like a resource conflict somewhere, and I'm like, oh, okay. So the Sound Blaster 16 Pro, aka the CT2290, has an IDE controller, like a standard IDE, not like one of those proprietary ones like Panasonic or Sony or something. So no, you could use it as like an actual IDE disk controller. I want to say you could even connect a hard drive to it if you absolutely wanted to, but whatever the case, at this present moment, let's go back to the A drive here, FDISK, I want to see something. So if you see here, at this present moment I have Windows 98 and NT4 Workstation installed. And you can see it does not display the NT drive as like a non-DOS partition. So I was like, okay, now what do I do, right? And the internet, which knows all, had the solution. It was a program called DELPART, which I guess stands for delete partition. And I don't know the origins of this. I had never used it before, but check this thing out. This is slick. I mean, this is worth putting on your boot disk. So there it is. There's the NTFS partition. And we're going to delete it, right? So there's that. Oh, it looks like I just deleted the whole extended partition. So that's pretty wild. And I think I'm going to punt on this too, because I'm going to get rid of Windows 98. I'm going to install Windows 95. So all those changes that I made there, they're not saved until you tell it to save them. Now we're going to restart. I also had to go into the BIOS settings and disable like the serial ports, and I disabled the primary IDE controller as well because I'm not going to be using it. I'm running all SCSI in here. And on the Sound Blaster 16, I actually disabled the MIDI port. And like whatever that thing is, the base address or whatever, the 330. I changed it to 300 on the Sound Blaster 16 because I believe the SCSI is using 330. So that could have been part of the problem too with the resource conflict thing. Why it affected the floppy drive, I don't know, but doesn't matter. I guess while I'm here, I could show off my auto exec and config.sys. These goofy colors. So I probably should have started the config.sys. Hang on. So pretty much you set this first, like at the top there. That's the menu, the actual menu that shows up. Make these look cooler. But then under those, here's your menu options. Like here's the IDE section. And then here's the SCSI section. I had to bust out the Windows for Workgroups and DOS 6.2 book to like figure out how to do this, because all the information I found on the internet was kind of bogus. So, but then here's auto exec. Like there's the IDE section and there's the SCSI section. So there's that. Now let's. Oh, right, we don't have a drive C anymore, so we gotta fix that. So let's create a DOS partition. Now, since I'm going to be using NT4 for my demonstration, I'm obviously using a DOS boot disk, so it's going to be FAT16 anyway, but if I was to use like OSR2, you can't use FAT32 because NT4 doesn't read FAT32. And likewise, your DOS or Windows 9X can't read NTFS, so it's catch-22. But I figured that enough people have asked in the Facebook groups like how to dual boot Windows 9X and NT. So I figure now that I got my Micron Vetix working, I'll use this as my demonstration. Oh, I screwed it up. See that? That's funny. I'll fix that. There's also one of the SCSI host adapter drivers. You're not supposed to install it. You can use the ASCII 8 DOS, but not the SP4 DOS with this controller, apparently. Okay. Now, we gotta format drive C. And I'm not gonna subject you to the torture of this, so I'm gonna go grab a drink or something. I'll be back.